Check, check. Welcome in, team. How we doing? Giant gap up on the markets, so hopefully you have some stuff for me to chart that is not an all-time high, because you guys know I hate that. So hopefully we got something fresh. But if you got something, again, like always, put it in the chat. Say, hey, I'm in Google. I'm down 20%. Should I average, or where would I sell? Or hey, I'm in Google. I'm up a lot. Where would you sell at? Let me know. Or if it's just something you're eyeing, let me know, and we'll look at it for you. Give it a couple more minutes, but a few of you that are here, appreciate you being on time. Yeah, iPhone will look at Grab and T-Doc. I think I recognize T-Doc for sure. Are you in shares in those or options? Or maybe both? Giant gap up. That's crazy. Crazy, crazy. Oh, yeah, we'll take a look at those. Small class so far. Again, if you guys want to request, get it in so you don't have to wait. See how many people roll in here, but 1 or 2 more minutes. Yep, Spine QQQ, we'll take a look for sure, but again, giant gap up. It's basically, I'm not gonna say no man's land, but you're just gonna have to ride the trend. But I'll kind of, I guess, kind of talk about how I would trade it if it were me. But tomorrow, probably nothing for me because I'm sure everything is just gapping up really big. All right, 503. One more server ping and we'll get started. All right, y'all, welcome in. Again, we got a small class. That's fine. We'll roll with what we got. Gives more time for more detailed questions and explanation. Little group participation if you guys want. You do have the ability to unmute your mics if and when you want to. So just let me know or stop me if you have a question. Keep it trading related. Keep it related to the name or ETF that we're talking about. But with that, guys, yeah, like I said, big gap up. I think it's based on Trump and China talk, some positive resolution to that. So I think that's what was the big gap up. It looks like if I move this trend down here, we might have tagged, yep, a trend line right there. So again, I don't like big gap ups like this in all-time highs because it makes it tricky because as you guys can see here when I zoom in, we are super far from the 9 EMA. We're super far from the hourly 20. We're going to be super far from VWAP and everything else. And so I just don't like trading stuff like this. So the only thing I would watch, you guys, if we were to trade this is scenario. There's only really a couple of scenarios. Is we're going to start building some sort of a consolidation box. I don't know if we keep pushing up pre-market or come down a little bit, but wherever that pre-market box is, that's really, at least how I trade, the only way we can trade it. So let's just pretend that we start forming a bunch of candles in here and we just kind of chop in here. So the only trade I would take, you guys, is a breakdown under the pre-market low and a retest, and you get your puts and you short anywhere into this gap, taking profit as you see, please, whether it's a 9 EMA, hourly 20, whatever it is, or a break and retest of pre-market high, wherever that is tomorrow morning, and then take a continuation trade of that. But if we just trade, what am I on the hourly time frame? But I know this candle just opened up. But if we just chop really tight up here, you guys, I'm not interested in anything on SPY and QQQ. So market opens and we're just still within this little box. That's nothing I want to do with because it's just gonna be fake outs on the top and bottom. You look like you think a breakdown's coming, they bounce it. You think a breakout's coming, they reject it. So I'm gonna be hands off if they keep a box like that pretty tight. But any breakdowns under, breakouts over, we'll play that. But again, QQQ, I'll just look at quickly, but it's gonna be the exact same thing, guys. We're just gapping up into all-time highs. But yeah, again, I don't like these days for Sunday scans. They're just not very fun to chart out. But with that, that's all right. Yeah, Burt Peanut. Oh, that's funny. All right, so iPhone was first. We're gonna look at Grab and TDoc, and then we got Scotty. Good to have you. Pep, I think that's Pepsi. And any other requests? Tiffany wants Amazon. Cool, we'll definitely check it. But let's look at Grab. I think they said. Let me go back to the Zoom chat here. Cool. And feel free to unmute if you want to talk about this one, iPhone, or if you just want my kind of perspective on this. Let's take a look at the daily, kind of see where we're at, where we could be going on it. 3, 4 hour here. Let's see. Yeah, so this person mentioned they're already in it. So hopefully, let's see, bullish on both. Hopefully they're in it and in profit. But nice, nice breakout retest potential here. Earnings coming up in a couple weeks, you guys. But this is, again, hopefully, or maybe I'll say this a lot tonight. That's not a bad thing. But this is my bread and butter trading right here. So this is resistance, this line right here. And we're under it. And it's resistance. Didn't quite get there. Got there Friday. Didn't clear it. and now we're over as of now in this after hour session. So a break over, a retest for entry for you guys that are not in is a perfect setup, because you want to see kind of like price action like this from a few weeks ago, October 1st. So a breakout retest, you see those bottom side wicks, big buys up. That tells us that there's a lot of buyers stepping in here. So a retest of the support here, again, we buy calls at support, not puts, and you get the bounce, and then you get some price action like this or price action like that. But very nice trade potential if you guys are not in this already. Anything over 593, it's a cheaper stock, so kind of pinching pennies here. I would be bearish for a day trade and bearish on swings, because we are replicating price action like this. Once we break under, we see the sell down. Once we break under, we see the sell down. But once we're up over, we see that continuation to the upside. So this name could very well go either way. It's at what I like to call kind of a nice pivot point, a nice recent swing position there. So definitely a spot to watch that for sure. Nice one. I will come back to T-Doc. I got it wrote down. I just want to make sure I get everybody else's request at least once iPhone, but yeah, let me get that one wrote down just so I don't forget. All right. Scotty wants Pepsi. What else we got rolling in here? Tiffany on Amazon. Love it. Another Amazon NBIS. All right, we'll hit that one. Irene, or I want to look at SoFi. Mons, I think is how you say her name. I was looking at this one for a swing, and I got cold feet last week and missed it, but I think there's still some meat on the bone for SoFi for sure. Deja, support and resistance on SPY. It's at an all-time high, so there's not really much we can do up here. But if you're referring to the current levels I have, I will not move my screen for a few seconds. If you want to take a screenshot of the areas I'm watching, how I trade. But as for now, there's really nothing to chart up here other than this trend line. And then once we have the market open tomorrow, we'll see, do we break structure to the downside, top side, or do we just chop a little bit? But I'll leave this here if you want to take a screenshot really quick on recent levels. Sharing is caring. I have nothing to hide here. These are levels I keep on my chart. Never delete them, because price always comes back to it. But yeah. All right, let's take a look at Pepsi. Let's see what Scotty said. Looking to get in 4-day or 1-day swings on it. Cool. All right. Let's get out to the daily here. We're turning on 151, Scotty. Yeah, nice push here. Nice swing. I don't have any recent levels. I haven't tried this one in a while, but let's get you started here on the daily, and then I'll kind of zoom in. And what I would do, because we're sitting right at the or under the daily 9. Okay, we're sitting under the 9 EMA. So let's kind of see how this all shakes out here. I'm definitely seeing some big levels here, kind of around this 151. So we get those top side wicks there, and we failed to break over and hold. We see that sell down, and we got that break over there in 2 days. We dipped into it 2 days, Thursday, Friday, Scotty, and we held that. So I definitely do not want to be bearish. Not that you said you wanted to be, but I don't want to be bearish heading into this little pocket here. First and foremost, I'm looking for a balance. I would need a clean break on, especially for swings. Day trade, we can play this 60-cent range in between here. I'll zoom in for you, but definitely for sure, I do not want to swing bearish on this at all until we break under there. And then a couple top side spots. I'm seeing this wick right here, and I'm seeing that wick for sure. Lines up with that wick and this cluster here. Yeah, let's look at like an hourly, kind of see what we're working with here, Scotty. All right, so we do have a lot of after hours activity, probably with the news here. We'll kind of see where this candle opens up tomorrow. But again, we can see here, Scotty, when we failed to break over, we pushed back up to this old level here. It's a really shitty arrow. Sorry about that. We failed to break over. We can see how if buyers are kind of weak on it, or if sellers are just really strong, they kick it down. They kick it down. They kick it down. But when they break up, what happens? Big moves happen. People are trying to short this, or stuck, and they hit the panic sell button, and it drives the price higher faster. Same thing to the downside. drives the price lower, faster, break up over. So that's why I kind of want to mention this little pocket here, Scotty, and anybody else watching, to swing puts, not for me into this zone here. We can definitely day trade depending on where this candle opens, puts into here, or break this level, puts down in this range here. But that level there is just too strong, too repeatable price action. Again, I look for repeatable action on setup, stuff that happens over and over and over, and I try and replicate it. We know what the price action is here on this 150.5 to basically 151.10, 151. When we get over it really, really nice. So again, Scotty, anybody watching, and again, one thing to watch here, a high, a lower high, a lower high, and what are we gonna do here? Question mark. Do we break out of this lower high, or do we come down into here and set another lower high down into here? So that's kind of what I'd be watching here on this level here. Daily 9, rejected perfectly. This purple dash line, first time we're talking about tonight. So any push up to there and you get a rejection, or if you're late to calls, Scotty, anybody watching, do not be late to calls. Do not watch an open here. We push, we push, we push. You're like, okay, the breakout's coming, you take calls there. Do not do that. Resistance lined up with the daily 9 moving average. We don't want that. We want to buy dips somewhere down into here, or somewhere on this cluster here, this 151.6-ish. Any bounces or opens of that, we can play that for sure. But if we break over this week, you guys, swing long. A breakout, retest, swing long bullish. Because if we start breaking this structure here from last week, it's going to go, and it's going to go very, very nice. Nice setup request. Very, very nice chart for sure. All right. Tiffany's still here. Cool. Let's take a look at Amazon. Might have a big gap up. That's all right. Ooh, thick line and a red line. It's cheesy, it's dumb, but it helps me navigate the market, helps me navigate the charts. Let's zoom out. Let's see where the hell this red line is and see if it makes sense how we don't want to be late chasing calls. Yep. Look at that. Let me zoom in here, guys. Okay. You want to be long somewhere down there's support zones. You don't want to be starting long here. Look at the daily. Look at those two recent daily candles that were up there when they failed to break over. Big fake outs. I know this was a news day probably, but still, it's no accident where it rejects when it rejects. When we get under that selling pressure. But when we break and get over, breakout, retest, retest, retest to the downside, nice moves up. We hold it, nice moves up, ugly candle close, nice moves up. That red thick line, that's why I'm pointing that out. Okay, let's zoom in now. Intraday. This will be an easy chart setup for me, or at least how I trade. So we're opening here. It's cut and dry. It's easy, Tiffany. Anybody else watching for Amazon? So if we open here, let's just kind of, I know it's a line chart, not a candlestick chart. If we open under and we push up, take your calls, but with caution. Okay, with caution. If we open at 227, you're only looking at about a 61-cent move on the stock chart for a push up. So take your calls if you're an early trader, but you better be trimming heavy. Do not be greedy. I don't care if that's 60% gains or 12%. You sell where the chart tells you. The chart says, if you don't believe me, even this after hours action right there, there's still selling pressure kicking in right there. So option number 1, play the calls up to there if you're playing early in the day, assuming we kind of chop around a little bit. Option 2, if we push up pre-market or we push up hard when the market opens, you already know where I'm going. Retest it, get the candle body closes where we get nice bottom or body wicks, or excuse me, candle bodies and wicks on the bottom. So these are ugly drawing candles here. Wicks on the bottom. Tweezer bottoms, those are buyers stepping in there. They're fell to closing below that. Get your call. So a breakout retest, get bullish on it. You want to be bearish? Any trickles up here, start setting a double top. Breakouts are failing. Same thing, but for a bearish. Topside wicks. That is, sellers are still smacking it down on that daily level we looked at. I do not want to take a call position right here if we are underneath that, push up against it. Okay, so we push up against that pre-market, I'll short that thing all day long. I actually like this setup because it's not a huge all-time high gap up. It's gapping, yes, but it's into a zone, a very, very common zone, a zone we know very, very well. Option 3, get a little weak pre-market, play that bounce into here. So kind of not a tricky range, but a very nice range, 226.2 to 227.6. Very, very nice playable range. I would actually prefer a little bounce breather for a more, smaller risk on your cut for a larger reward. We talk about risk reward week after week, day after day, guys. Small risk, big reward up here. That's what we want. Nice request. I like that. I'm going to send an alert because I like this trade. I do that. When you guys send me something I like, I send an alert. Oh my God, clandestine beyond. Shit. I'll look at it, brother. All right. NBIS, I think that's a MMA trade. Why not? Let's take a look at it, what it's doing here. Gapping up to 123.5. Check the daily. All right. All right. All right. This name is running. I'll be honest with you guys, it's not my trading style to catch these big moves, but how I would chart it and how I would play it. So again, I want to grab first and foremost, where do we stop? I know there's an after hours move. We'll get into that, but where do we stop Friday? Right there. Where do we stop that one day? Right here. Previous day right here. Where do we bounce when we're over it? Right here, right here. So you guys see how charting, don't make it difficult, guys. Find your swing highs mentally, or just hold your cursor over it and then look left and right and say, does that line up to where we're future price action, and draw a line. Doesn't have to get all fancy with your charting. So I just grab wicks and I grab the candle bodies when they line up. All right, intraday, guys. Don't hate this actually. I'll back up my word. So breakout retest. You already know where I'm going. Baggy, if you're not in this already, I know this is, I think, a leaps and or shares position for MMA. But again, this I got 2 lines drawn there. I think I do. There we go. Basically, I want to be patient. It's a big move here, but if you can be patient for any back test of this, I know it's about a $2 or $3 drop, but that's not a bad thing if especially you're talking shares. I like that because we see this recent swing low and keeps going lower, but that's what we're gonna be fighting with right here. So that's my focus right there is, do we break? We're coming down, and this is the start of this new broken structure to the downside, okay? So we push up, are we breaking this structure here? Are we breaking this recent lower low right here? So that's when I tell you guys to play the breakout retest. You can see right here how well that moved for us. We broke over, retested it, and bounced it. Boom, retested it, bounced it. So that's what we want to see right here tomorrow or this week. Do we retest that, and do buyers defend that level? Anything under that, I'm bearish for a day trade. I don't know how good options are, but I'm looking for repeatable price action. Repeatable price action, selling down, we get under that. So we get over though, daily 20 and daily 9 are going to move underneath you and going to form a form of support lines. So definitely a name to watch. I don't hate the chart as much as I thought it would because it's ran so much, but it's in a very, very tradable zone. So nice name for sure. Nice request. Green line. Sorry, I'm behind the chat, clandestine. Green dashed is, let's pull it up. Green is my daily moving average, multi-time frame though, so it moves with it intraday. The 9 dashed is the daily 9. The 9 solid, or excuse me, purple solid is my 9 EMA. My yellow is the hourly 20. Shout out to River. And I think that's it. Volume splits up here. Yeah. So pretty bare bones. And I usually, there is VWAP, I trade with that, but just I keep it off the charts just because we're not necessarily looking for a VWAP entry here on these Sunday classes, but yeah. Cool. SoFi, let me see where this one's at. I was looking at it last week. Yeah, man, I wimped out. I really like this setup. Let me see where we're at here. Trading over 30. Yeah, I'm gonna have to wait on this one now. Personally, from my trading style, so right now we're trading about $30.10. So kind of right up here. Just for me, I don't try and time breakouts or try and catch a breakout. This is, if you're not in this one already, for anyone watching, this is not for me. We're trading right at here, but if we get a breakout retest, sure, we'll take it. But if we open under it, I'm not going to try and time that breakout. If we look left, let's go to the weekly, see where this 30 zone is. I think we've hit this before. Maybe it's all-time, is it all-time highs? Let's see. I think SoFi is more than 10 years old, but okay. Yeah, I think that's IPO down here. So, okay. All-time high zone, but someone cut me off. I'm incorrect. But so, yeah, if you're not already in, similar to Amazon, and they got earnings in 2 days. So this is a no-go for me this week, but we're going to chart it out because it was requested. So again, breakout retest, play it, ride the wave, but know you have earnings pre-market on Tuesday, and that is a gamble. Doesn't matter how bullish it looks on Monday or their past earnings reports or whatever they're saying on Twitter, you guys do not blow your ports on earnings, okay? I got way, what was it, not earnings. I got a lot of DMs on Tesla last week. People getting smoked on 0 DTs, not position sizing properly. Do not do that, guys. Break and retest or a breakdown in a failed breakout for puts. So this is 30.10 is my trigger point. So over and under, that's the spot to watch. Any opens under it and a sell under Friday's high. You can also short, so a breakdown under, retest, failed breakout, claim, reclaim. If you got some contracts with time, this would be your stop out. So if you short this blow here, you're risking 20 cents upside for potentially 29.8 to 29.33, so 50-cent downside for target 1. Target 2 could be down here, so your risk reward only gets better. So this is your risk, and this is reward down into here. So potentially nice setup on that one. But yeah, yep, no problem. For me, hands off, but yeah, can't cry about it now, but should have took a swing on that one. CCL I wimped out on too, but right. People falling off. Is charting boring? You guys watching football? Come on, you can DVR that. ONDS. I don't know if I've heard of it. We'll chart it. Oh, I got something here. Staying corrected. Are you in this one or just looking to be in? Let's see. All right, cool. Fall from grace. Someone had me chart it. Something was up there. We're down that red zone. Let's see what the heck we got going on here. Pushed up Friday, failed break over the daily 9. Love when it works. Don't love it if you're in calls and getting smoked, but we'll take a look. Grabbing the bottom side of that wick there. Candle body close, wick, candle body right there. To the downside, if it goes, where are we going? Top side. Yep, right there. Oh, it's one of MMA's plays. Cool. Not sure where he's in at, but let's take a look. So nice little zone here. As of now, we're over this, so I would probably cover this red, or excuse me, green. If we wanted to find like a buy-in zone here, I can do that just for education, I guess. Kind of show you guys what and why I think. So this is kind of, a breakout. I believe this was probably an all-time high zone. We'd have to go look, but kind of a little bit of consolidation here. Whether it's 2 days or 2 weeks, this is some consolidation right here, and then a breakout move, and we come down into it. And now what are we doing? We got kind of a little fake sell and a nice buyback. Reading it right now, 7.88. Yep, we're still trading it. So back into this consolidation box. So if you want to be a share buyer, I think this is a safe buy. Again, I don't know the company. Talk to MMA or Ant is his name. But yeah, any holds over that, I think for shares, you stay bullish. If you're buying here, kind of right where it's at, down into here, you're only risking 10% downside. So if you buy up here at 793 or 8, you're only risking 9 or 10% of this big support zone here till it holds. Like I say, 15, 20% is kind of my threshold on shares. 10%, that's no big deal to me. I would absolutely, if I could look more into this company, I would nibble on some shares. Dollar cost a little bit on your way down into here, all the way into the 7 to 717 zone. And then just kind of follow his lead. If they bounce that, you guys are golden. If they sell through this, we can see how it could very well get ugly selling under that zone there. An intraday look, it still holds true. Ooh, I like this. I'm glad I did that. So again, a little bit of fake sell probably stops some people out thinking the same thing I was thinking. And now, stair stepping down the daily 9 moving average, not the 9 EMA, not this one down here, the daily 9. So if I were to go the daily, it's overhead again. We're pushing right against it. So again, you guys, if we open under this, I'm not taking calls here into that. I would take calls on a break and retest over. And again, not like a 1 minute candle. I'm talking like a 15 or 30 minute if you can be patient. Sometimes that retest doesn't wait for us and it goes. And it's like, well, 1K told us to wait. I'm just trying to give you guys, risk management. So I don't want to see a break over, a 1 minute candle close over, and you want to get bullish, and then boom, they knife it down the next 1 minute candle, and now you're at a loss. So 15 minute, 30 minute candle, if you can stomach it and it doesn't move anywhere, they prove they can hold this, get long, because that daily 9 is going to be underneath you and forming support if you get that bounce up. If we get that sell down, it's not hard. What happens when that failed breakout happens? Selling down, selling down, selling down. Again, you guys, repeatable setups. That's all I look for every single day. That's all this is, repeatable setups. All right. What do we got next? Just go in order. Burrito. I think I say your name correctly. If not, I apologize. JD. Are you in this one, brother, or just wanting to be? Feel free to unmute if you want. I know we talk a lot. Daily. All right, we're open around 34.
Could you do a BAC instead? My bad, 1K.
Oh, you're good, man. Let's do it. Bank of America. I know that chart better, man. Are you in Bank of America or just looking for entry?
No, I'm just looking for entry.
All right, cool. Let's see. We're opening over. So just for illustrative purposes, we're going to focus on that thick green line. I want to go the daily, though. I want to see what that price action at and around it. So obviously, tricky. Is this all-time highs? Let's take a look. Probably, or at least from the last 5 years. Let's see. Do. 42. Yeah, all-time highs. Cool. So we don't want to be late, but if you can ride the momentum is tomorrow and this week, we'll do it, brother. Yeah, it's pretty obvious for me. How would I do this? Let's see. We can do one of two things, brother. We can play the bounce of, the high of last week. So that is just, it's going to be red. Just ignore that, guys. Doesn't mean it's resistance. But so this is our range from last week. And it kind of lines up. Well, it does line up with, where we stopped, the previous all-time high, this range here. So what we can do is, those are kind of distracting, but move. So option one, if we want to stay bullish because the chart is going up, obviously we don't want to be late. So what I would do is, this is your stop. any bounce in that 5282, man, what we're doing, we're not just playing a random bounce and random level, is we're playing that bounce. You already know where I'm going with this. Retest. We're wanting to see, do buyers step in at previous all-time highs, which I think this is. Do they bounce Fridays and the last week's top range? Do they bounce this previous top range? So what it is, it's resistance, resistance, resistance. Boom, we flip in support. It's on. Catch that bounce, you're instant green. And this, your risk level, depending on if it's on 5 days expiration or you're talking like January calls or something, this is your risk level. So you're buying at 52.82. Look at that, a 20-cent downside risk for, I mean, I don't want to say endless and sound, jokingly or foolish, but it's all-time highs. Who knows where it's going? So possibilities, at least to this topside wick here. So we're catching your 20-cent move to the top side. So as of now, target one up here would be a 1-to-1 risk reward. So you're buying here at 52.82. You're going to 53.10. That's 40 cents, 30 cents. So a little better reward at the upside, but this is your risk level. Option number two, if they kind of knife it or sell into here quickly, we can play this bounce because we know that reaction there. But again, any sell under here, this green line, brother, I am out trying to be bullish. I would look, I know markets are just up and up and up, but if you want to swing puts, they got to make sense where you do it. And this is where you do it. Then on the flip side, if we are bearish for day trades and puts, this is your stop out zone. So you get puts on a break under this, you're proving to them that, hey, they need to stop and hold, or excuse me, break out and hold over this for me to stop out of my puts, because you can see price action like this and go, well, shit, I stopped out. Now they sold under, now it's back green. Oh, they pushed up, I stopped out, now they push under, now it's back green. So that's what you want to get faked down on, is you got to have a little bit of mental strength of, okay, if I take my puts here, we might push up. I'm willing to see price action like that, but they got to break out over for me to stop out. Tricky spot, but definitely tradable, brother. Does that help you? But I like this name a lot. I think I'm gonna actually get an alert set. I like this one too. Peter, you still here? Thanks for sticking around. AES. And let's see, checking how many other ones we got in here. Cool. AES, I see a couple other ones trickling in, so. Oh shit, this is the buyout one, Peter. I don't know the terminology on it, but it's a buyout, something to do with the 15 price level. So they're just going to pin it here, Peter. Let's take a look at Intel. I know they just had earnings, but I think we should personally avoid this one. Talk to River. He's a lot smarter than me, or Crash if he's in here. It's some buyout news. So you can play this and get, there's some meat on the bone, but they're going to try and pin this around 15 because there's some buyout news if and when it goes through, if it already did. But I don't like this one right now. Don't mean to cut you short on that one, but I think we should just look for better plays. Ooh, Intel coming back testing. Look at this right here. Look at this little zone. Look at that. 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 So top side resistance, possibly bottom side support. I like this one a lot, brother. All right. We need to get a couple of lines in here. Give me 1 second. Looking at these pesky, sneaky wicks. Because we see a lot of action there. Oh, yeah. So we're kind of in the middle of this zone here, Peter. Tricky spot. So I don't want to tell you we have a no zone, but for me, this is a no zone, meaning I don't like to be super bullish or bearish. You can see it's a lot of indecision in between here. When we get over it, decision is obviously that was earnings, but when we get over that, we can see the big moves that do happen. We get under it, we see that selling pressure kick in. So to be bullish or bearish for a day trade inside here, I don't love either, because I can say, hey, get get bearish here, they're going to reject, or get bullish here, they're going to bounce it, and a big move can happen under and over that. So for me, brother, breakout retests, be patient. So again, I don't like really anything in here unless you're a really good day trader, scalper, back and forth, that's fine. But a breakdown under, I'm leaning a little bit bearish for some retest support. If you're not want to take puts, that's fine. But yeah, I see your commentary on January 26th. Yep, I think I caught up on the chat. Yeah, so if they break and retest that, absolutely, man, game on for sure, because we're clearing this most recent level here, and then you just obviously when you push up, you look left. Where are my targets? All these wicks, the open for sure. All these wicks. You got tons. You got probably 5 or 6 targets on your way up into here. Even if it is a January expiration, boom, trim, trim, trim all the way up. All these. You just set alerts all the way up. I like that. But for me, tricky spot between here from 38.05 to 38.68. Don't love it. Just my trading style. Someone can tell you different, but that's how I roll with it. Cool. I see a couple of names rolling in, guys. I'm going as quick as I can. Clandestine, you in here? Thanks for sticking around, brother. Let's look at Beyond, even though I hate it. I think there's 100 other names to trade. But let's take a look. Crack the daily 200. Don't love that if you're bullish. It's just an ugly ass chart, but you know what? There's money to be made everywhere. You guys want it? We'll do it. Just looking left here. Big support broken if that holds. Let me look at the daily. Do not like that if you want to be bullish. That May of this year bounced it. August bounced it. November bounced it. October briefly, the big squeeze. Now we sold under. That is not good if you want to be bullish on this name. Again, I don't like when stuff is just all over Twitter and then they're like, oh, the squeeze is going to happen again, round 2. It's just when you miss the first move or the first big excitement thing like this, like it's very tough to, you know, the genie in the bottle, whatever you want to call it. I'm drawing a blank here, but it's very tricky to catch that magic again. And so just be careful. But technical standpoint, here we go. Obviously, I have this 1.94, those 2 lines I just drawn. I do not like that 231 giving away, but I can have a little bit of hope for you here. The daily 20 moving average and the 9 are going to be stacked right here. So from a pure technical chart and not short squeeze crap that's going on or Twitter hype, play that bounce at 194-ish because you have the support to prove it and 2 moving averages underneath. But again, 40 cents overhead, you got this big resistance overhead. So don't be late. If you catch this bounce on some $2 calls, you go instantly in the money. You're up 68% and you think the squeeze is happening and boom, they reject it here and you look like a fool. Don't be that guy. If we push over, play the breakout retest for sure all day long. But tricky spot into here, but we're on the lower end of this range here. Yeah, play the bounce, but be smart. You guys do not, you know, the IV on this is just insanely high. The moves are going to happen a lot. Big money's on this. So just be careful, guys. All right. Lulu, that's a new, not a new one, but not recent. Let's do it. And yeah, I'll get to GE if we got time. We got 16, 18 minutes. All right. Okay. Teledoc, we got HD. Loving it. Avenger. Earnings on Starbucks is this week. Tricky, but someone put I don't know. I might DM you privately, Avenger. I don't like to talk about flow because people hear and see flow and they just blindly follow and they're like, well, wait a minute, that was a lot of money. Why'd we lose on that? You know? Lulu, let's take a look here. Actually, let's do this. Let's chart some lines and see how good my lines are. I like this range for sure. All right, let's go with daily. What are we cooking with here? Yup. I like it. All right, drew some lines without looking left, and it makes sense. Big old gap down in earnings from September, and previous support over here is now resistance over here. Resistance getting kicked down every single time. Buyers like, shit, we're giving up. Let's get bearish. Cool. Bearish down to next support. Gap up from probably news or tariff news. And now we're back in the box. We're trading at basically 180, so somewhere in here. So clear and obvious bounce buybacks, clear and obvious resistance. So what do? We named a top and bottom across multiple candles. We have a range, and that is not a bad thing, you guys, because if we are day traders, if you're a swing trader trying to long top and short bottoms, or you're flipping shares, you're not very happy. But if you're a day trader, this is a nice, this can be a nice setup. Intraday. Zoom out just a bit, see what we're working with here. Middle of the range as of now. So what do we do with the middle of the range? We use caution. If you want to long it, that's fine. So long it, play the bounce here. What happens when we get the bounce here? Price action like that. What happens when the long fails and we sell under? Price action like this. Price action like this. And like this. And like this. Okay. Very, very easy chart, or at least in my eyes, you guys. So 179.57 with caution. If it holds, stay long. But you go, got a lot of lines going here. Look left. Where can we reject? Don't ever get into here or any chart, you guys. Don't get in here and go, hey, this is target number one. Number one. No, you don't do that. You look left and go, wow, they rejected here, which lines up with here, which lines up with here, which lines up with the bottom side of this wick here. Don't you think this should be target number one? Absolutely. So always zoom out on like an hourly or 30-minute chart, you guys, before you even get into play and go, okay, if I take this call here, is there good upside risk reward or upside reward potential? If the answer is yes, you got to tell yourself, where are my targets at? For sure, right here, target number one, no questions asked. When I see rejections like that all day long, then we break over. Okay, we clear this, we clear this, we clear this. We know there's heavy selling just from Friday. Ride the wave, but with caution, know where they smacked that thing at. Right here, smacked it down. Okay. Baggy, good question. The more touches, it's bound to break. No, I don't think that way. The more touches, I go, shit, bounce this, bounce this, bounce this, bounce this. We come into here. Do you want to buy puts here that failed once, twice? No, I'm not calling you out. I'm just to education. Puts failed, puts failed, puts failed, puts failed. Do you want to buy puts or calls here? What paid? You gotta look at the chart like that. And where do puts pay? At the top. Okay. So range trading, you guys, this is a range right here. This is a blessing when you see this on the chart, because you can day trade this if you have time in the markets all day long. Well, what do? You set alert. Bag, anybody else watching? You literally set an alert and go, well, we're pushing up a little bit. I missed my calls. Let's see if we tag this. And it fires off and we start seeing rejections. Okay, I'm going to get puts. We come down into here. I'm going to go on my lunch break. Oh, we tagged this lower range on Lulu and it bounced 5 times. It's probably going to bounce again. So play the ranges like that. Like the World Series, or any game, if someone has a hot win streak, they won 15 in a row. Yeah, that win streak can end, but are you going to go against a team that, has beat you 15 in a row and by 30 points or more? No, you ride the momentum and where you find the highest risk reward setups. And that is very, very nice on the ranges like that. I want a bunch of random alerts going off, so I'm just going to delete that for now. Got something up here at 226. That ain't happened for a while. All right, cool. What was that? Lulu. T-Doc, then HD, making sure everybody's in here. Yep. Thanks for sticking around, guys. And then we got, let's see, Starbucks. All right. Haven't went to this one in a while. Let's see what we're looking at here. Ooh, bit of a top range. Let's see. Personally, I want to see a retail. I do not like getting long here. Again, just how I trade. We're trading at 995. I might stand corrected. Let me look one more time. Are we over that? Yeah, okay. So let's just do this. Let's get a line going. Kind of where this candle's sitting. Let's just call it 99. Friday's high. Lines up with this. Kind of quick charting, I know, but and then some of this price action down here. These swing highs and lows down here. So back to the daily. All right, I don't hate that. It'll be this top line here that we're going to focus on when I zoom in intraday here. So we're gapping over that. So again, like most names tonight, our risk reward is very, very well defined, or at least how I trade. It's very simple. We know where we want to get long and short. So same thing, breakout retest, get long, stay long. If that holds, you go for more. You look left on the daily, there's some big targets. This thing's been beaten down, it's clawing back. So if 10 holds, get long, stay long for sure. Underneath that, I probably don't have to zoom left very far, but we know what happens when 9.9 fails. Maybe I do got to go back a ways, but it's probably dizzy. Sorry, guys. But we know what happens there. So this is it for me. So any opens under that, I'm bearish for a retest touch, but that's fine. Again, if you don't want to take the puts, grab that. Friday's high a day, resistance, resistance. They hold it. It is flipped support. Grab your bounce there. So any opens in between here, I don't really like it either way. I need some heavy selling pressure from the rest of the market, or to stay bullish, we can get bullish and stay long on that.
Yo, 1K.
What's up, man?
Hey, if you have time, you think you're looking at XOM? I'm looking to take a short. I don't know. My thesis probably might be wrong, but markets usually rally and oil starts to pull back with the VIX.
You're good, man. Let me get, I think there's one or two more in front of you, but I see it for sure. I see you wrote it down. So give me 1 second, man.
Hey, thanks for charting this T-Doc for me.
Yeah. Are you, sorry, I didn't ask. Are you in this one or just kind of eyeing it, brother?
No, I've been in it. Let me see. I've been averaging since 10-8, picking up contracts, and now I'm holding about 15 contracts. I'm up 18% overall on it.
Okay.
Kind of been waiting for this $10 mark. I've had a $10 call for January 15, 27 leaps.
Nice. So you got some time. Cool, man. So yeah, good news for you is you got time and you're already in some profit. So yeah, as long as you're not in too heavy, man, continue to buy those dips. You know, if your port says so and you're not in your full position yet, that 9.5, we can see just how, you know, there's a lot of, there's obviously interest here in this $9 to $10 range. So, you know, you're risking $1 on shares or $1 against you. So full delta move against you if you buy here at the 10, but you know, you're already up. So you can see, I don't got to tell you, when we get over that 10, that thing moves. And so what I do like on this, and I'm glad you got time on the contracts, is we have all these moving averages now curling underneath this. The daily 200 is going to be really slow. Even if we pump hard, it's going to take a lot to push that up. The daily 9 is going to move quicker because it's a shorter time frame, and the 20. And so as long as we start kind of getting this trend line stays intact, man, ride that wave. Because we have, shit, what do we have? Like 6 touches? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 touches already. Yeah. And so they reclaimed it. The daily 200, you want to see that? Obviously, earnings
Coming up, I think this week,
yeah.
right?
So there is some risk, man, but if it holds flat or doesn't really knife this, or they don't say anything, you know, really shitty, I think this will hold. You know, if you want to be a bottom feeder on some shares and leaps, like I said, I know this game's, but this is the spot to do it. You know, you don't want to catch these breakouts like this. You're catching these curling bottoms and support reclaims. So can't fault you for that, man. Not a bad setup for sure. Nice one.
Appreciate that. Hey, last question. I use TOS,
Mhm.
which I've been buying contracts just using the Schwab account or the Schwab app, excuse me, not the Thinkorswim. And I'm just not super comfortable with trading on there yet. Do you have any good recommendations or places to send me for just putting in the orders and my stops to be able to make quick executions
Like how to
on
day trade on
options?
Thinkorswim.
Yeah.
I know River has a specific. It's might be more geared towards scalping, but you can very well use it. I can send you when we're done. I can send you my day trading setup. I'm going to do that for another member um, as well, and you can say, hey, this is kind of my trading style. I like it. Like because on Thinkorswim, you can literally just share a flexible grid, and then you can just import it, and boom, it's done. So I can show you what I have for sure. And if you like it, you know, we can roll with it. If we need to make some tweaks, we can. Like I tell people, I told another member tonight, it just comes down to like, are you on a 13-inch laptop or are you trading like two 27-inch iScreen or iPhone, not, excuse me, iMac screens like I have. And so it just comes down to how much screen real estate you have of how many charts we're going to have on it. Because you can just do, I mean, I got a few things saved just depending on what I want to do, but you can have stuff, this won't pertain to right now, but
I have a pretty. I got two.
you can have charts like this. So mine kind of looks like this. Like this would be your active trader, your price ladder. Obviously, when you change it to options, this is off topic, but sorry. When you get into options, it changed the options bid and ask, you know, and then I always have, you guys see my chart, I have SPY on the left and whatever I'm in on the right, stuff like that. And so I can definitely send you something if you want to need help with that for sure, but it's not too bad. I'm definitely not a pro in it, but I'm getting better at Thinkorswim for sure.
I appreciate it. Yeah, I hear a lot of people say they don't like charting on their application that they're actually trading on.
I
Do you hear that
just,
often?
I mean, I take trades on Webull because I don't get too far off topic. It's literally Webull. I can type in the ticker and I can be in a trade in 2 clicks. And this is just a few more clicks for me. Like, and on Webull, I can see the open interest on the active trader right away. I can see the volume on it. Like Thinkorswim, like I can look at this, but I know obviously SPY has high liquidity, guys, but like I don't, this could have, I mean, it's not going to, but you know, this could have 0 open interest. I wouldn't know. I would have to go to the trade tab and look at it and go, okay, you know, where's the open interest? Where's the volume? But Webull is just a little bit quicker for me. And that's why I trade on that. But this multi-time frame moving average has been a game changer for me. The hourly 20, this yellow line. So that's why I chart with this and Webull. I mean, that's just my baby. So that's what I stick with. But yeah, man, send me,
Appreciate
I don't
it.
know if your Zoo name is different than your Discord name. So send me DM in and we'll talk.
Appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Burrito, you're still in here. Yep, cool. Thanks for sticking around. HD. What you got on this one, brother? Are you in this?
I was in when I DM'd you, and then I set a stop in profit. It tapped, and then it ended up gapping down.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't looked at it since then because I don't really trade gaps. I don't have much experience with them.
Mm-hmm.
So but it's just a name that I think it'll do good long term. I don't know that my bias is right, but yeah, I just was looking for some maybe January swings.
Cool. Definitely see a range right here. Getting a little bouncy here where I don't want to be short, which is good. You want to try and get long. So definitely look at that wick bounce, daily 200 there. Line up with that, I love this range actually. Quick charting, I love this range. So we know where we don't want to get long. That I think we do. I mean, we were talking about that. That 390 basically. We don't want to be chasing up there, and we don't want to chase puts at the bottom. So this thick line up here on top, and our base, this line down here at the bottom. So so first and foremost, if you take swings, brother, just make sure your strike price makes sense. Tricky spot here. I'm not gonna lie, it's got some stuff to chew through where I'm cautious being long here. So what I do like is my drawings here. Daily 200 right here, stacked right on support, bounce that. Gotta love to see that. Like that's a trade you hammer calls every single time because you know your risk is so small. Hindsight sucks we missed that. Obviously, when we get to this 390, we see when we fail to break over how bad it gets. When we do break over, we get the nice move, get the nice move. We're back under, and just Friday alone, that's some pretty ugly kick down price action. And now, what I don't love, brother, is 20 moving average, and 9 are going to open somewhere like this. I don't know where exactly when that price updates, but you're going to have that overhead and this overhead. So basically 3 forms of resistance right in here, which I don't love. But a break and retest, again, like I say, when we get over that and hold that, we see the move to the upside. So with caution, what I would just do, man, is I would send alert up here for a 390 break and just watch the price action. Again, 15-minute, 30-minute candles, or send me a DM. Just say, hey, what do you think about this price action here? Get long there. But again, if I start seeing, excuse me, lose my voice real quick. If I start seeing weak price action here, I don't want you to get long here because you're going to get killed like that. Option 2, I think our price action right here, right now. So lean to this scenario up here. But what we can do is a dip down into here, kind of this middle range. But again, larger time frame swings, it's kind of a 50-50 trade. Why is it 50-50? Well, because we're right in the middle of our highest resistance and our highest probability support. And so it's literally a 50-50 shot right into here. It can go up or down. So tricky spot into here when it trades into here, but when it bounces nice. And when it sells hard, it sells hard. And so I think we'll just have to be patient on this one, man, because it's, as of now, it's forming a range, which isn't a bad thing. I know you want to get long on it, but got to wait for that break. But again, I'm not overly confident on a break when I see, a day trader, that's fine. We'll catch price action like this. But swings, when you see a break, you're like, oh, I'm in profits. The next day I'm break even. Oh, I'm in profits. Next day I'm break even. Now I'm red. This is tricky up here on long swings. But if you buy time and your strike is good, I think we can catch that breakout, brother.
Yo, 1K, can I ask you something about that?
What's up, man?
So since you were demonstrating, you go long by the 200, right? That's where your risk to reward is the best.
Well, just it's the best because it's a big support proven. So if we go back to daily here, good question, man. If we go back to daily, we can see, like, let me color it because like you guys are probably, like I always say, you're on your phones. So this big ass green line. What happens when we get there? It gets ugly, but what do? We bounce hard when we slam into it. When we slam into that, we bounce hard. We're under it. We slam it hard to the downside. Slam it hard over it. Bounce it. Bounce it. What do? Thursday, we bounced it. And this yellow line, the daily 20 moving average. So again, if that was the 200-day moving average. So if that was the daily 20 or the daily 9. So again, this is the daily chart. That's why I like think or swim, because you go an intraday time frame. Let's go the 15-minute. And where's our daily 200? It shows us where it's at on the chart. I don't know why more people don't do this. They do it the hourly 20, but they skip the next step on doing their daily moving averages. And it's like, man, if I see this and I miss this sell down, I am not chasing putzer 10 out of 10 times. I'm taking that ugly trade on calls where people are going, oh, we're selling, getting puts. I'm slapping calls there every single time. A huge support on the daily and a moving average stacked. I know it sold through it, but that'll often do that. It'll sell through that. And what happens? Those algos kick in, those computer algos. We're literally trading, hopefully with computers, you guys, not against them. They kick in and go, oh, daily 200, trigger the buyback right here.
Right at the tick. That's crazy.
Yep. All right. 1 second, brother. We got Starbucks, and I think you're up, man. Thanks for being patient. Right. Starbucks, I'll give my quick charting, but it does have earnings this week, I think. Who was that? Avenger, yeah, thanks for sticking by, brother. Extend this. Probably matters. Why we failed there. All right, like that. 85.2 to 85. Yeah, I like that level. Yeah, brother. Any and all closes under this line here. I like that. You can see each time we fail to get over that top side wicks, selling pressure. We get under it, we get over it. Nice buys over it. But 1, 2, 3. Well, we didn't even get there last week every day, but you get my point. So where do we be bearish? On a close under. I want to see it close under. If we hold that, I got to lean slightly bullish on the day with caution on swings for push up to this range up here. Doesn't mean we'll get there one day. Any breaks below this, man? Yeah. What happens when we fail to break over? Selling pressure kicks in. I know we did get a hard break last week, but that's what happens. So yeah, 86.13, even better. And tricky spot. I was going to say a crack under 86 under this level here, but then one would have to think this would bounce right there. It's a tricky spot here, brother. For me, if you can watch the markets, a break under this 86.13 or a break under here, which would be 85, 87-ish. So we're breaking Friday's low, and we're breaking and confirming that we're clearing under this. And again, repeatable price action, guys. If we break below this, what is repeatable price action? Right here, break below it, or fail to break over, excuse me, downside. Fail to break over, downside. But again, I think they got earnings this week. 29th. So that's like in 3 days. So tricky spot, man, but definitely playable for sure. ExxonMobil, right? Yeah, let's take a look. Let's get a couple lines going here. So I'm looking at this wick right here, seeing if and how it lines up. Go up a little bit higher. Grabbing this wick here. Friday's candle engulf that. You want to be bearish, don't hate that. Bounce zone here. So I would want to see some price action below that. So 115.28. Under that, we can get weak because we see failed breakouts over that. Gets weak to the downside, downside, downside. Over it, we see that move there. Intraday, how are we looking here? 115.28. So we're holding it right now, brother. I need to see, and I like this even better intraday. So support, curling bottom, bounces, whatever you want to call it. We need a break under and form some resistance to the top side. So in here, no man's land for me. Bearish under here, got to remain bullish, but not overly bullish because breakouts are not really happening. But you can buy the dip on here. But again, I'm not looking for 117.4 right away. We got this price action here that really a kill candle, never recovered, and then all this consolidation chop from Thursday. So don't even really love the long here, but I don't want to just short it just because I see this. So tricky spot, not my favorite chart, but maybe if we kind of break over that 116.4, can see a bigger move because we'll crush this volume, this consolidation right here in a bigger move, but puts are a little more defined under this level here. Tricky spot. Not bad though, not bad. All right. Just checking the chart here, make sure I didn't miss anybody.
Yeah, it was that one, 1K in CRM if you have time. If not, it's all good.
Oh, it's good.
But
it's pretty quiet.
yeah, this one's typical short here. I think the rally on XOM was because of sanctions to Russia or something.
Yep.
But yeah, I think it was just all news,
I'm gonna check PayPal for you real quick after this, Mons. But yeah, CRM. Were they doing this one? Oh, Salesforce. Okay, cool. Ooh, this is nice.
Yeah, I was talking to Luigi about this earlier on the weekly. This is a type of trade, the textbook. I think it had the same setup as Google last week when it dumped. Similar setup to this. It already gapped up pre-market, so I'm probably looking at 271s, 272.5s. Swing all week. We got Apple earnings, a lot of mega caps. Unfortunately, this one does not have earnings, and that's why I like it.
Nice, dude. Look at this, man. I'm gonna zoom out and see where the hell that lines up, unless it's all-time highs. But when you see a break, retest, and we start seeing getting low bouncy, like when you see bounces like this, consolidation, so big move's gonna happen. So if they sell back into here, that's the thing to watch, brother, is this trend right here, and then these bounces. Do we bounce that or do we fade that in a hard sell? So this volume is all stacked here from last week. So they're buying this right into here. If they sell through that, man, do not hold that. That's going to knife hard. Okay, so sell hard, or excuse me, puts on a hard break of that. But if they bounce this with caution, you have to say, like I've been saying all night and week after week, is I know they didn't get here on this day, but when I see a bounce and a hold, a bounce, you know, what are the odds? Maybe, you know, fourth time is a charm. Again, I don't want to see it sell into here and go, okay, let me get puts when you look left and go, okay, look all that price action there. But again, bounces are getting smaller. So a big move is going to happen tomorrow or probably Tuesday on this. Or it could, who knows, it could just consolidate on this. But this is a nice setup, man, for an explosive move on this. Let me know if you take this, get some profits out of that, because I don't know anything about the name or the company. Let me zoom out here on the daily, see what this level's bouncing. Oh yeah, shit, look at that, man. Cannot be bearish over that zone there. Nice level there.
Yeah,
Clearly buyers are stepping in, man. Nice chart. Super nice chart.
yeah, and this company also, it's a pretty big company, and it's not at all-time highs. If you look at the year to date, yeah, I think this is gonna be a big winner next year. Obviously, it's pulled back a bit, but I love it. I really love this company, bro.
Yeah, man, financials, dude. I mean, I have to check into it, like I said, what the company does, but this is a good spot right in here to nibble on some shares right here. If they clear that 254, man, we see that move that happens over that. We see a little bit of selling pressure kick in. You know, you take some shares here, you're going to have to sit through. To me, look at that 10% downside. That's nothing, man. If you nibble some shares here, so super nice chart, man. Super nice chart. I'm gonna hit PayPal real quick. Mons is sticking around. I appreciate that, you guys. We
Thanks,
are
man. I
running
appreciate it.
long, but yeah, no problem, brother. Gotta hit PayPal because I love it. Let's see where the heck we're at. All right, definitely bouncing here. Let's move this down here just for education, kind of show what I would be looking at. Definitely get long, stay long over that green zone. Resistance, tried to be support, resistance, failed, retest, now support. We got a daily 200 creeping up overhead, so be mindful of that. I'm sure probably earnings. Oh shit, yeah, we'll look at Disney too. I like that chart, or I like that name. Yeah, if Disney's over 113, we're screaming calls for sure. Disney's at 113. Don't be foolish. Ooh, PayPal, maybe I don't. Let's not be late to the party on PayPal here. Don't love this red zone here that's rejecting. Come on, mouse. There we go. Don't love that, guys. Not that they said there would be people bullish on this, but I see that, and I see when we get over that, when we get under that. I don't love this. This is a. If market shows any weakness tomorrow, guys, this is a very clear, obvious double top, and not just a random double top, a double top where it makes sense. So if we fail this tomorrow, earnings are Tuesday, but I might short this thing. If we break over, I can get long with caution. Oh, the daily 200s overhead. So this is a spot to watch. 71.12, brother. Our risk can't be any more defined. If this breakout fails, where's our risk? Top side is wicks. So meaning this fails, we get puts on a breakdown underneath. This is our risk. Where's our reward? Where's it going to go? Well, just look what it did Friday. This is our reward. So again, you guys, small risk, large reward. That is the name of the game on trading, how you make money in this market. We're risking very little. 30, 40 cents to the top side. Nice $1.12 move to the downside. So let's see what happens. If we break out, fine, we'll ride that wave. The daily 200 is not far overhead. So don't super love it to get bullish on, but it could work. All right, Disney has to be the last one. I'm hungry and I want to watch some football. Failed 113. Oh my God, how did I miss this? This is the easiest short, you guys, when it fails 113. Holy cow. Why didn't I have an alert set? Coming down in this bottom range, baggy. What are we looking at here? What are we looking at here? Big old thick line. Let's see if it makes sense. Yeah, 1165 for sure. Oh yeah. Look at that. Bounce it. Sell me into that. Give me a kill candle on that. I'll long that with you. I'll try that for sure. But not overly bullish. I don't love it for swings, only because look at those 2 moving averages are going to be stacked overhead against you. So for me to really want this, brother, clean sweep into there. Bottom side wicks like that, proving their wholeness level, get long. But daily 9, daily 20 overhead. Tricky spot. It can go though. If we get mega bullish or get some news, that thing can go. They sell through that. Already got an alert set. I'll short that for sure. Nice request, you guys. Thank you. Always be winning Avenger, Baggy, Errol, Laurel, Mons, Scotty. Thank you guys for sticking around, you guys. With that, I'm in the chat. If you guys need help ever, send me a DM, send me a chart. Say, hey, I'm looking at this. What do you think? Is my thesis right? And I will help you as much as I can. But thank you guys for sticking around. Really appreciate you guys. I see you guys every single week putting in the work. You guys are going to be the successful ones. So nice job. With that, you guys, I'm in the chat. Have a great night and great week.